everybody. I'm here today to announce a new thing for our Betty pattern. We have added some new necklines, the V-neck, and also a scoop neck. And we've added a sleeve to the mix. So basically we listened to what a lot of you said about how you love the Betty but you hate wearing a high neck. And so we decided to add a couple of variations. So the V-neck and the scoop neck, so that you guys could, mix it up. And also, it's so nice to have a dress with a sleeve. I'm always going on about how great it is to have dresses with sleeves, especially at this time of year. It just makes them so much more versatile, and you don't have to wear a cardi with it. So I will give you a little bit. This is the classic Betty. And everything about the bodice is exactly the same fit. We just literally changed the neckline. And I'll show you the back. So the V-neck is a V-neck at the front and a V-neck at the back. And this I have made in a very special Valentine's floral. Since it's just been Valentine's Day, I thought it would be really nice to make something in red. And I absolutely love this floral. I bought it back from India. We have a very limited amount, unfortunately. I just could get what I could get. There wasn't masses of it, but there is some online. So if you love it, get it quickly. Okay. And also, because we are celebrating the Betty today, I also thought it would be a really nice chance to show you my Betty collection, which is almost as extravagant as my shift dress collection. So we're going to move over into our spare room and I'm going to show you that. Let's go have a look. I brought Poppy in, guys, to show, share the experience. She loves sleeping on the bed in the spare room, so it's a bit of a treat for her. Chill out there, Pops. Right, okay guys. So I have, I think 16 Betty dresses, maybe 17, but I've got 16 here today to show you. So quite a few. But if you think the Betty dress, a bit like the shift dress, has been with us from the beginning. I have had lots of years to make as many Bettys as I possibly could ever want. And I'm still making them. So this is the V-neck, which you've just seen, and this is the scoop neck. So this is the scoop neck. If you want to see what this looks like on me, you can head over to our website. We'll put the link in the comments below, and you can see this. And I promise to wear it in my next vlog as well, so you get to see it on video. And we've made this out of a Liberty Tana lawn. So it's lovely, lovely and pretty and soft and really nice to wear. So these are my two most recent additions to my Betty collection. I'm going to put that one over there. But I'm going to talk you through, like I did with the shift dress collection, and show you all my Bettys and what they mean to me and why I made them. So I have to start with the first one, which is the first Betty, or the second Betty I made. There was one before this for the shoot, but this is the first Betty that I ever wore. This is my Betty dress that I wore to the launch party of Sew Over It. So the first ever launch party when I opened Clapham. I made this because gingham, as you know, was everywhere in Sew Over It. It's now starting to be moved out, but it's still on the site at the moment, and it just seemed perfect to make a little gingham dress. And I have lined it in a cotton lawn. So it's got a petticoat in there, essentially, well, not a petticoat, but a lining layer. Poppy, no, lie down. Thank you. She tries to dig a hole in the bed. I was like, you're not going to dig a hole because it's not earth, it's a duvet. Anyway, and I've lined it in the inside as well with a cotton lawn. I've never worn this since, and I don't think I ever will, because I do feel like a walking picnic lady, but it will never go anywhere because this is a very special dress for me, because that's what I wore when I launched Sew Over It. So that's that Betty. Maybe we'll start from there, which you guys can't see, and I'll bring them in. So next up is a winter Betty, and I made this for the Handmade Fair at Christmas. This is a fabric of Melton wool that we got in, and as always I like to show you guys what things look like in the fabric that we sell. So I made it up and I lined it in the top in cotton. So when I line the Betty bodice, I don't put a facing on, I just bag it out with exactly the same outer pattern pieces. Obviously being wool, if I didn't do that it would be a bit itchy. I didn't bother to line the skirt though because I often wear slips with my dresses, so when I wear tights with this it's not going to stick. So yeah, this is Welton. It's actually really heavy, but it looks beautiful and it looks really expensive, and it's so warm. I love having dresses to wear in the winter, and yeah, it's nice to have a Betty for that. Okay, next up, there's a lot of Betty hacks here. So this is a Betty made out of our Roma Ponte. Now we stock Roma Ponte throughout the whole year in these colours, and we do have some in this colour. I will put a link to it in the comments below. I think it's called Slate Grey, something like that. And this I first made on the blog, and I put an old doily. I turned it into a little pretty collar, but then I found that I didn't wear it so much with the doily, so I took the doily off. But I wanted to see what a Betty with sleeves was. So this is actually not a Betty, this is a Joan on top, with Joan sleeves, and then it's the Betty skirt. Like I said, in a jersey. I just had to obviously take it in a little bit because it's a knit fabric, so I wanted it to work and fit with that. But yeah, pretty pleased with that. It's really comfy, really nice, soft and easy to wear. So that's an option. You could make your Betty out of a Roma Ponte. Less fitting issues, guys, if you do that. Over here I've got more hacks. Okay, you've definitely seen me in this one. This was the first scoop neck Betty that I made with a sleeve. So I did start with the base of Betty on this, because you can see it's got the classic Betty V-neck at the back. But I scooped the neck out and I put sleeves on it. And I made this for the Knitting and Stitching show about 2 years ago, because I knew that when a lot of people came up to the stand, they loved Betty, but they said, oh, I've got a big bust, and with a big bust, I don't like wearing high necks. So I wanted to show people how it could look with a scoop neck. But we found that people liked it, but then didn't know how to do that, which is why we developed these add-ons. So that was the first thinking through of scooping the neck. This is very short, really short. This is another Joan Betty hack. So this is the traditional Joan with the Joan tie, which I tied into a little bow just to mix it up. I made this longer, this tie, and it's got a mini Betty skirt on the bottom. So it's a little bit Avril Lavigne skater dress-esque, but with a kind of vintagey top to it. And I made this dress for a TV party that I went to. So some of you will know that I was on TV on Kirsty Allsop's Vintage Home, and at that time I had a TV agent, which is quite common, who represents you, makes sure you'll get, just boring stuff, legal stuff, and they also kind of pitch you to other people. And the TV, nothing really came of it apart from the Vintage Home, and I did also something on Alan Titchmarsh's programme, and it was all really good fun. But I got to go to this amazing TV party, which is possibly the glitziest party I've ever been to, where there was a lot of celebrities, and I had nothing to wear, so I made this dress 2 hours before, or a few hours before. But yeah, it was a rushed, I've got to make this dress before I go. So yeah, that's that. This dress, this is another Scoop Betty that I made for one of my best friend's weddings last year, and this is out of our Blossom fabric, which is one of our most popular cottons. It does really, really well. This is in this sort of silver blue, but yeah, it's lovely, it's really pretty, it's very springy, perfect. She got married in April, so it was perfect for that time of year. This is the beautiful Liberty version of the Betty dress, and I made this with a slightly shorter skirt, and I have worn this so much. It's possibly one of my favourite Bettys. I think just the fabric I absolutely love, and I quite like the length of the skirt. It's quite nice with flat pumps in the summer. And I've got a photo of me, my friend took of me when Poppy was really little, when she was a puppy. So I always remember this. I made this that summer. So I got Poppy She was born the December after I opened, so she was born December 2011, but I didn't get her until she was 5 months old, so I got her in May. And so I think I have a photo of me in this dress in June with Poppy when she was just so little. This little ball of black fur, long hair. She was so long hair because she'd never had her hair cut at that point, and she was just really, really shaggy. She couldn't really see because she had such long floppy hair on her head. Very cute. So yeah, I always think of you, Poppy, in this dress. Yeah, she doesn't care. She's facing the other way. Okay. This is actually reminding me of Poppy. You won't see this, but this has got teeth marks. Poppy's already got this hanger. She loves the chewing of a wooden hanger. This is another winter Betty, and I made this last winter just because I hadn't yet made a Betty in a kind of heavier fabric for winter then. And I found last winter that I hardly had any wintry dresses. I made much more of an effort this year to make some up, so I've had options, but last winter I didn't, and so I was wearing my cotton Betties with cardies, but I was still freezing, so I made this one up, and I absolutely love it. It's really elegant, and it's very smart, so it's the sort of thing that you can wear to, you could wear it to a winter wedding with some glitzy jewellery, or you can wear it to work, so yeah, or an evening out for dinner. So she's a versatile Betty, this. She's super chic. Okay, on to this one. Oh yes, so this one I made when I did the tutorial on how to stitch the all-in-one neckline and armhole facing. So if you haven't seen that, we'll put a link to it below in the comments, but I did a tutorial on how to do that. Yeah, this is the dress that I made. It's not hemmed yet. You guys wouldn't have known that when I wore it in the video, but this sometimes does happen. So I'll make a dress to show something, and then I just won't ever get around to hemming it because I haven't had a chance to wear it. So because it's the summer, because it's not the summer, I have had no need to wear this, but I will be making sure I hem it for this summer. Next, this is another one of my favourite Bettys. This is my Japanese Betty, because I think this fabric is really Japanesey. It reminds me as well of Dominique, who's one of our amazing teachers, because I think she also has bought this fabric. So whenever I wear it, I think, oh, I wonder if she's still wearing her thing that she made. I can't remember what she made out of this fabric. Dom, sorry, can't remember, but I remember you loved it. We both loved this fabric. And yeah, it's really elegant. It's just, yeah, it's lovely. It's cotton lawn, so it's a nice for a summer dress, but like an evening summer dress, rather than daytime. But yeah, love that one. Next up, so this is just a regular lightweight cotton Betty with cherries, and she has a lapped zip on the back rather than a concealed zip, just to mix it up, and she's also been bagged out in the same self fabric, just to make it a little bit warmer. Because it is a dark fabric, I wear this in the winter as a day work dress. I tend to wear it with a little red cardie, so I made it a little bit warmer by bagging it out. Just an added layer then, really. This Betty I made for the Knitting and Stitching show this year, or rather last year, because we had this fabric in stock and it was very, very popular, and I absolutely love it. It's, yeah, just a really perfect classic Betty. Betty looks great in a ditzy cotton, and this just fabric just really sells it. So I've worn this lots, and it's been put on mannequin lots. So yeah, she's a goodie. This is basically a Betty made out of a crepe de chine. So it's not a silk, it's a polyester crepe de chine. And I made this as an experiment to see what Betty would look like out of a softer drapey fabric. And the experiment worked well. So yeah, she's I've worn this quite a lot, this one. It's great for work, this dress, because it's quite smart, and because it's a drapey fabric, it doesn't stick out as much, so it's a little bit more understated, and especially with a shorter hem, there's obviously a lot less volume there in the skirt. So yeah, she's a good versatile one. This one, the last one, this dress I made for the launch of Islington, our Islington shop. So she also will always be special to me because this is what I wore when I launched Islington. And I made it out of this pink wool. We launched Islington in November 2014. And yeah, this was like the pale pink, just went really well with the colour scheme at Islington. So yeah, and I wore it with a massive petticoat, so it stuck out and was all lovely and very 50s. And I lined her in cotton as well, so it didn't itch. But yeah, I've worn her a lot since. She's a goodie. She's great. She's great with a little grey cardie. And yeah, she's special. So that is my Betty collection. I'm sure it's going to continue to grow because I know what I'm like. I love the Betty pattern, but there is no need for me to make any more Bettys ever again. I certainly have enough. But I hope you guys found that interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye!